Guys, I've decided I want to do a video um, regarding conservation. I'm wanting to make this into a thing on my channel now. So I was going to do a whole video on marine conservation. Yesterday was World Oceans Day. The reason I didn't do a video yesterday is because everybody's talking about it that day. But what you tend to find with days and events, and if things happen, for example, when Robin Williams passed away, there was a lot of talk on mental health, and then after a while, it goes quiet again, and that's just how it goes until an event comes up again, and then we all talk about it, and then it goes back into the background. So I am going to keep the talk going. It was World Oceans Day yesterday. We talked plastic pollution, and that's what we're going to talk in this video. I was going to talk about a number of topics regarding ocean conservation and wildlife, but I've decided to do a few videos and dedicate a different subject or different part of one subject to each video. That way I can go a bit more in depth without it running over, and again I can keep the conversation going. So today we are talking plastic pollution. I do have my notes on me, so if I'm looking down and flicking through pages, excuse me. I'll open that up for now. And we are going to talk plastic pollution. So we all know what plastic pollution is, and we are all responsible for it. As businesses, as countries, as people, companies, we are all responsible for plastic pollution. Be it plastic waste, plastic bags, the little nets that you get your cans with, and things like that. And there's actually something I want to bring up. Okay, sorry, guys, this has been a bit more prepared. So I'm going to start off discussing some facts about plastic pollution, and then I'm going to go into things we can do about it. So I've got my facts here. So 50% of the plastic that we use is single-use plastic. That means that once we've used it, it gets thrown away. These are things like plastic bags that can't be reused. These are things like plastic wrappers, everyday things. If you go to the shop and you get something, and you tend to find actually, and with my hair dyes, I'm going to use an example. So when you get hair dye, you get a box with a little plastic window, blah blah, and there's your tube inside. Some companies, the company I actually used for this colour, doesn't. It is the recyclable plastic bottle with nothing, no other packaging, no boxes, nothing like that. Again, Easter eggs, which we don't do so much now in this country anyway, I don't know about others, used to come with a plastic tray with the egg in. Now they don't. Now they are just in a cardboard box, which again we should still recycle, but we did make an improvement there. We don't need the plastic tray. You still find that in biscuit packets and lots of food packaging, you'll have a plastic tray. It's not necessary. There are alternatives. So there's that. There's another thing. When I buy pasta from a shop near where I did my maths, they would wrap it in cling film, but I would be eating it straight away. So I started to say, don't do that because I'm eating it now. Why wrap it in cling film? And they would still do it. And I would constantly say, I don't need it in cling film. I'm eating it now. That is plastic that I am going to take straight back off and throw away because there are no recycling bins in Middlesbrough that I know of. We definitely need to improve with that. That is not necessary, and you can refuse that plastic. If you see somebody about to wrap a product up that you have bought and you don't want it wrapped in plastic, tell them. That is your responsibility as well. Okay, so annually, approximate of 500 billion plastic bags are used worldwide. Again, in the UK, we have started to charge for plastic bags, and we do start to be used. We are getting better. There is still a long way to go in terms of plastic. And our use and consumption of said plastic. Sorry, I had to go and do something. So more than 1 million plastic bags are used every minute. 1 million, more than 1 million worldwide plastic bags are used. Oh no, it just says more than 1 million plastic bags are used every minute. I didn't even say worldwide. It takes 500 to 1,000 years for plastic to degrade in our oceans, in our environment. 500 to 1,000 years. Just let that sink in for a second. How long that is going to sit there and rot for and be dangerous for and cause problems for 500 to 1,000 years. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch this was off an American site, so excuse. I don't know what else you'd use, so we'll use garbage anyway. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is located in the North Pacific off the coast of California, and it is the largest ocean garbage site in the world. It is twice the size of Texas in the ocean. Floating in our ocean is a massive compile of rubbish, twice the size of the state of Texas. Just floating. I think it said that for every fish, there's about 3 pieces of plastic in our oceans. Plastic chemicals can be absorbed by the body. This means that if you are not animal worried, if you're not worried about animals eating plastic, think of it this way. When fish eats the plastic in the ocean and the fish is caught by the fishermen and you eat that fish, you are consuming plastic. And that coincides with another fact that says, why is it not there? Can't find the fact now. But it said more than 60% of people have plastic in their bodies, microplastic, traces of plastic in their body. And microplastic might not sound dangerous. It is still a chemical that is in your body that should not be there. It can cause cancer and illnesses like that. So if you're not worried about the animals, think about that and your health next time you throw plastic in the bin. 1 million seabirds and 100,000 marine mammals are killed by plastic every year. More than 50% of sea turtles in our oceans have consumed plastic. That is incredibly sad. That is completely preventable, or was until this much plastic was in our oceans, but that doesn't mean it can continue. That is horrific. There's more microplastic in our ocean than there are stars in the Milky Way. If that's not scary, I don't know what is. And the final one I have here, the final fact, is that it is estimated by 2050 there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Okay. That's quite shocking, really, and sad and scary. But we are going to talk about the things we can do to prevent. So, use reusable shopping bags. Big one that we all know of. We all leave them in our cars, but we have them and we need to use them. We need to remember them. They are important and they are what's going to help. Again, in the UK, you do get charged, depending on the bag, for a plastic bag now. And you are encouraged to use reusable bags or bags for life that when they break or whatever, you can go and replace for free, but they are strong and durable. Refuse single-use packaging. This is where this comes in. Now, I'm guilty here, and I'm going to talk about this kind of packaging. When you go to the market, a fresh market, a cucumber is not wrapped up in plastic. It doesn't need to be. So why is it? Neither is broccoli wrapped up in plastic and carrots wrapped up in plastic. You can get these items loose, they do not need to be wrapped up, and yet they are wrapped up in single-use plastic that will end up in our oceans. Okay, next time you go to the shop, leave a comment if you can. Some places do have a little bit where you can leave comments. Refuse it and get a product that is not in plastic, or as my friend said, take it off in the shop and leave it in the shop. Hopefully they'll recycle it, but they might also get the message if enough people do it. This is not necessary. We do not need this plastic. We don't need it. It ends up in the bin as soon as we get home. It is the same for plastic bags to put your veg in. If we can use reusable bags to put our groceries in, can we not at least use paper bags for things like this? Like they do in a grocery shop. Paper bags, again, it's still paper, but it's easier to recycle, and if we can get biodegradable paper, even better. It's not perfect, but it's better than this, okay? That is a thing. If we get onto supermarkets and big shops that that do that, and companies, maybe they'll start to listen if enough of us say something. It's not necessarily packaging. And that goes back to that single-use packaging fact that I spoke about earlier. So refuse everyday plastics. That is just like those. Again, when you're looking at a lunch, if you're taking lunch with you, don't take a plastic bag. Get yourself a box. Even if it's a plastic box, it's a lunch box, so it will last longer. And you can get recyclable plastic lunch boxes. Better use, I don't know, a tote bag, anything. Just rethink and give a good thought. Sandwich bags. Try and think of an alternative to sandwich bags and things like that. It's not necessarily plastic. If you have a dog poo bags. Now they cost more to get biodegradable ones, but that extra money is worth it. So try your best. Small change is better than nothing. If you can't afford to make a big change, make a small one. And the big use go-to-go mugs. So if you go to Starbucks, coffee shops, and things like that quite often, get your own mug. Ask them to use it. Some places will give you a discount for doing that, so you get a benefit out of doing that as well. You can get inexpensive to-go mugs, and if you use places quite often, they'll probably be worth it anyway. Okay, and it's better for the environment. Refuse straws. This is a big one that's been going around. Lots of companies are now not using straws. I know that places like McDonald's don't have straws on the out counters anymore, or the ones near me don't. You have to ask for them if you want one. They have their little recycling section, so they're quite good. Places like that are quite good. But you don't need a straw. And if you like a straw, buy a straw. My sister was looking at getting a metal straw, or yes, plastic, but a crazy straw, because at least you can use it multiple times, okay, if you really need one. And the last big one to end this video with is recycle. Again, I said that where I live, when you're out and about, it's really bad for recycling. We do have our recycling bins at home, but I know in town there's not many next to regular bins, okay? Me and my mum were in town yesterday, and Coca-Cola had a big thing where they had a recycling bin, and they had people giving free Coca-Cola cans and asking you to recycle them, and then you would get a voucher for a free bottle if you did. So that was good. Get onto councils, get onto local places and ask them for more recycling. Put it to the council. Again, if enough of us talk and ask and speak and refuse and actively work for this, then the more we are going to be listened to. So that is it for this video today, and we will carry on this conversation in another video. I'm quite enjoying it, quite excited to do it. And yeah, so I will talk to you later, guys. Have a good day. and let's work at this together. Let's protect our oceans and our environment, and let's keep this planet as safe as we can. Bye guys!